defeat, little soldier. Time to change it. Yeah. See, in order to get it, you gotta go out there and get it. You gotta know your mark. Yeah, take your mark. Let's go, soldier. You live, you live, you live, right, live, you live, you live, you live, right, live, you live, you live, you live, right, live, you live, you live, you live, right. I'm feeling crazy. I got my mind made up, I'm on fatigues and I'm ready for war. Yeah, the drama, the situations, my occupation, I'm Buffalo soldiers, that's what we are. Yeah, squad. And when you dig in the trenches, soldiers, make sure you dig them deep. Cause the only way to survive is best of time, little homie, is to never sleep. Woo. See this one.
Good night, good night, good night. This is Lioness on the Rise. How are you all doing out there today? I am hoping I'm finding everyone doing well and hoping that more people are getting into this truth about what's really going on around us in this world, and people are waking up and really coming to the realization about the distractions that have been put in place to keep you distracted, you know, and unfocused about what's really at hand here, right? So, you know, I haven't been here in a week, probably 2 weeks or almost. Last time I made a segment, it was about 16 days ago, and you know, like I say, you know, this is a war that we fight, but nonetheless, you know, rise to your feet, little soldier. You know, we must always rise to the occasion. You know, we may have to contend with, you know, with some things here and there, but nonetheless, we must gain our composure and come around, you know, and acknowledge and fight this and speak about it, because this is what helps tear this kingdom down. You see, words are really powerful, right? And when we use them in a very positive and effective way, we can do some damage as well. By the grace of the Most High, bless His holy name, YAHUWAH, and YAHUSHUA HaMashiach, giving Him all praise and glory that I am here today. Lioness on the rise, and still rising. So, you know, since I haven't been on, there's been so many things that have been brought to my attention. I mean, you know, things that I've already been aware of. You know, we know of, and we're dealing with it. You know, and we know that it's getting worse by the minute. You know, every time you turn around, you hear, you know, some other catastrophe, some injustice, some heinous crime. You know, this the morality, the degradation, how the morality, you know, the demoralization of our morality, and you know, this homosexual agenda that is just so prevalent and increasing all around us. You know, it's really just, you know, taking up space all over the place, and we are just really getting, it's, you know, it's so funny. Today I actually got a chance to go to the park and get my exercise on. I walk around the park where I live here in Boston, and it was, you know, I saw a couple of a woman and a man holding hands, and I tell you, it was so nice to see that, you know, because, you know, that's becoming rare and rare, right? Because this is the they want to do away with, as they say, heterosexual couples, man and woman, coming together as one. You know, the devil do not want that to happen at all. And, you know, when you see that, I just think it's a beautiful thing. When you see a man and a woman together holding hands, because that's the intent. That's the blessing from the Father. That's His creation. That's what He has ordained. And that's not going to change, you know. I mean, I don't give a damn how much homosexuals are rising up in the scene, because, you know, the way I look at it is, you know, homosexual men and women do not seem to understand. They have pretty much sealed their lives. They're going to cease to exist forever anyways, you know. I mean, they're not going to exist in the new world. It's just not going to happen. I don't give a damn what you believe, what you want to believe, you know. I mean, and we're going to get into this because I got my scriptures, and I want to say that first before I stop, because I said my prayers before I even started the segment tonight, because I said I'm going to do that, because I don't want to have my segment get too many interruptions, but the hands of the Most High, bless His holy name. So here's some scriptures I want to say that I think is going to be relevant about this segment tonight, and it's going to be John chapter 1. Verse 15 to 17. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. But if any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world. Okay? And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof. But he that doeth the will of YAHUWAH abideth forever. Right? So, we're going to reflect on that scripture during the course of the segment. I'm going to talk about that. The other scripture I wanted to say that's going to be relevant to this segment is going to be that it's in Thessalonians, 2 Thessalonians, chapter 2. Therefore, YAHUWAH Elohim sends upon them a strong delusion to make them believe what is false, so that all may be condemned who did not believe the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. All right? So we're going to also reflect on this scripture during the course of the as I talk back and forth, right? You know, the black race is really in a state of emergency. You know, one time ago, I'd make a comment to this gentleman that I follow from time to time. It's the elder, you know, the older guy. He speaks some truth and some other things, you know, he still needs to find out, you know, that he still believes. But for the most part of it, he has the best intentions. He has a good heart. He does speak truth. He does, you know, speaks for what's right. But he's a little, you know, still a little off about this whole spiritual part of it. He's still got some of the stories up, but nonetheless, I can give the man, he's always trying to learn. And he's a humble guy, you know, and I think that's what really kind of draws me to him, his humbleness. So, you know, here's some things that I had jotted down, because this is really just a quick topic. I mean, a quick segment, really, because I'm actually working on a segment. This is probably what's been taking me a little bit longer, too. I'm going to do a segment on false gods and worshiping false gods, and you know, these people that, you know, with the different religions, which really combines, because a lot of these religions have false gods in them. And it's taken me a little time, because, you know, when you're doing research, you want to do good research. You know, I don't want to just come out my mouth with anything, because, you know, at times I may say things and then come to find out, then, you know, I might be off by something. So I want to be sure. So I am taking some time with this, because it's a little intense. It's extensive, and you know, you know, to get people to understand, you want to be, you know, accurate, and you want to give people all the information as much as possible, without making it overly long and drawn out. But at the same time, people need to understand truth, and you know, many people don't want to deal with truth. They don't want to deal with it. And this is what we're dealing with today with our people, our black people. They don't want to deal with the fact that things are not really what it is, like the way they've been taught and the way they're leading their lives right now. They don't want to accept that reality, that they're really living a lie. This whole world is just nothing but a pure lie. And when you come into the truth, you discover that. You discover this, right? And it's really overwhelming when you come into it. Um, it's like, you know, you feel, you know, you got so many mixed emotions. You feel devastation, and you feel so wronged, you know, that you've been so lied and deceived for so long, and, you know, and all the things that you thought was worth, of course, was, you know, that you might have thought was worthwhile. It's not worthwhile at all, because it's all just a big lie, and it's all just an illusion, just to make you feel like you're doing, you know, like you're a part of something, but you ain't a part of shit. I'm sorry to say it like that, but it is what it is. You know. So here's some things I'm going to talk about. Well, let's go through it. Okay, one of the things I'm going to start with. There's quite a few things, and we may be jumping back and forth a little bit, but you know, I just really talked about the things that are destroying our black race, and black people as a whole is not standing outside the picture, not making any kind of good, thorough examination of this. Swirling, right? Because you got black men going with white women, and then, you know, I mean, you probably got some black women out there with some white men as well. And to me, that's the worst and most horrible thing, you know, considering the historical reasons behind it. And not even just the historical reasons, I'm sorry, just considering the YAHUWAH, the Father in heaven, the Most High, this is forbidden. It is forbidden. And, you know, the devil has watered down your brains so bad. And you know, they sell you this propaganda through TV. So you all have become indulgent in any of these athletes and these actors, and any of them go into Hollywood, they have to take a white wife, because from then on, their lives don't even belong to them. And almost, you know, when you come into this room, when the time comes and this truth is revealed, you're going to discover all of these women that are in Hollywood, they're not even women, they're all men that are transgendered, has been transgendered to look like men. And that's being exposed right now as we speak, right? So, you know, Hollywood is just nothing but a whole, complete sodomite city. It's a small Sodom and Gomorrah within California. Okay, that's what it is. Okay, which is just has spread like a cancer, using the TV, mainstream media, to contaminate the rest of the world with their deplorable, abominable acts. Okay, because they're destroying mankind with this homosexual gender. They're just destroying them. They're obliterating mankind. Okay, you men. And you see, the thing about it is, okay, so we're talking about swirling, right? So with that being said, homosexuality is the other thing that is destroying the black race, because if you have all these black men that are becoming homosexuals, and you know, the thing about it is, when a man start engaging in homosexual acts, okay, because I've been thinking about this, as much as I hate having to think about it, but it's something that I have to contend with because it's all around me. And when you're doing research, you have to, listen to this shit, right? But the thing about it is, when these men engage in these sexual acts with these men, the orgasms that these men have with having sex with a man is completely different to how they have orgasm with a woman, because the devil is going to intensify their orgasm so they can continue to want to do this. That's how they become addicted to it. But even though that this shit is in the engagement of it is still destroying their anatomy, it's still destroying their anus, because they're still going to reap the repercussions of engaging in this kind of sexual behavior. Okay, they're still going to reap it. Okay, they're going to suffer the consequences, because when I worked in certain nursing homes, there were a lot of gay people that men came in there, and quite a few of them had rectal cancer. They had all kinds of problems with their anus, because they've been having so much sex in their anus, their feces they can't hold their feces no more. So they got to wear a diaper. You see what I'm saying? They have to wear a diaper, because that shit they can't hold it together, because they've destroyed their anus by having sexual intercourse in their anus. You know, see what I'm saying? And that's what they get. Okay, that's their own demise. And not even that. You know, as far as I'm concerned, when you men choose to do that, you know, you go against the Father's creation, His plan, and therefore your life to Him becomes null and void. You no longer become a part of the creation plan. Okay, because you're against creation. You're not with procreation. You're against it. You know what I'm saying? So when you engage in this type of activity, whether you all want to acknowledge this or you don't want to validate it, accept it, it doesn't really even matter. Okay, the point that goes down to this is that you will go against the Heavenly Father's whole plan and the beginning of His plan in making male and female. So you therefore are saying that you are not with His creation and you are against it. So therefore you will reap the consequences of your ways. You will eat the fruit of your ways. And you all better, I'm telling you something, this is the last drop. This is it for you all. And if you all, hopefully some of you will maybe be able to be saved from this type of demonic behavior. Whether you all realize it or not, this behavior enables more demonic entities to enter into our realm, because sodomizing is a form of sexual magic, as they say, that allow demonic behavior to go on. It is a favor of the devil, because the devil hates women and he is doing everything he can to destroy women, because the Father made it that way for many reasons, I'm sure. But you know, the black race is being destroyed. You got our men going with other women, other races. And I don't care if it's, again, I'm going to say that, I said this before, I don't care if it's a Spanish woman, Asian woman. If it's not a black woman, it ain't working. It just ain't working, okay? Black women and black men have to get together so the black race can survive. That is the bottom line. I don't care how you want to flip it, call it, ring it, sing it. That is how the black race is achieved, okay? Between a black man and a black woman. 100% breed, okay? This is how they do it with the breeds, the pedigree. Okay, but when you want getting these Spanish women and white women and these Asian women, you change the pedigree. It no longer become a pure breed anymore. It becomes more of a, as they call it, what is it, Mongolized. Okay, so you need to understand this, and this is the problem. You all, you know, black people, I don't know, man. We are just, it's just sad, you know, that we don't, you know, we're not looking at this and we're not seeing it. I mean, I know that many of us talking about it, but when you go outside and you look around you, you're not seeing what we're talking about, right? You've got black women and black men, you know, we don't like each other, we're separated from one another, we talk really bad things about each other. You got black men putting down black women, and you got black women putting down black men, saying she would never be with a black man, and black man saying he never going to be with a black woman. I mean, can't you all see what this is going on? Can't you all understand? See what's happening here? Why is it that you all can't see this? You know, this is just, it's amazing, you know. And then we have, you know, just going through these topics that I'm trying to talk about. You got the Chinese that are going down and taking over Jamaica. The Chinese are going down there and setting up shop. It's like a Chinese gentrification in the islands, right? And, you know, normally I would get really angry about this because, you know, before, but now that I know the truth, there's no need for me to get angry, you know, as much. I think more, I'm hurt for my people. I really am. You know, I'm hurt for my young black men. I'm hurt for my black women that, you know, you all can't seem to, you know, get it together. And you're not getting it right. You know, you all have become so, you know, you live a very degrading life. You don't care about yourself. You don't have any kind of self-respect. You sleep with multiple men. You sleep with men and women. You know, you all don't understand the degradation of your lives. And you don't understand that all of these things that are going on, you don't see that, you know, this world is slowly being destroyed. And, you know, it's not a promising, the future that is that's proceeding on. It's going to be terrible. Things are not going to be what it is right now. Many of you all, so many of you all are going to perish. You all really are. You're going to perish. You're not, as many of people are trying to wake people up and, just trying to talk to people and getting them to understand, just kind of self-reflect. Look at your lives. Look at what's going on around us, man. We are so hating, all the races. So many things are being done to discourage the black race from uniting in so many different angles that are coming against us. Okay, you got polite, which, and I'm not going to be angry. You know why I'm not angry? Because that is not even, that polite is changed. That polite is not who you all think it is. Polite is controlled. He's either a clone or a reptilian is in him. He's not. None of these people that are operating in this in the mainstream and that is popular, that is living in Hollywood. All of these people that have any kind of popularity, they're not who you think they are, right? And that's the part that's really sad about it, because you all don't even know this, and you all are getting all bent out of shape. You're getting all intense about what's going on in Hollywood, and and what's going on with these Jay-Z and all Beyonce, and it's just none of these people is like really even existing, because half the people are not who you think they are, right? So then you're looking at people that is like illusional people. You're looking at people that have agenda to change your lives, to transform the way you think, to transform the way you perceive life. You have the whole agenda is to have men lusting after men and women lusting after women, and this being done. You all are being predictive. It's called predictive programming that is going on with you all. And no one sees it. Today I was out, I'm seeing all these young black men with your pins under your ass, and that shit just, oh my gosh, it's like, I just want to take and, you just see, you know what's their destiny. You know what's going to happen to them. Okay? You don't have to wonder what's going to happen to people's future no more. When you look at people today now, you can determine what's going to be their future. At least I know I can, because I know the truth. And nobody wants to, people want to say, oh, she's just believing the Bible and it's Western-led and Western influence. Let me tell you something. You people do not begin to understand how you all have been so lied, bamboozled. You do not understand the ruthlessness and the treacherousness of the devil, and how he has had his lies. It's like a lies of web. It's lies after lies. These disgusting, nasty, sodomite secret societies that you got all around us. Okay, they got some societies don't know certain. They keep certain things from some members of the society just to make them believe they know something, just to keep shit more secret. You people don't even begin to understand the disgustedness that is going on behind these doors. I'm also finding out in Atlanta, you got black young boys going around raping young boys, trying to turn them out. Okay, I mean. This is crazy, sometimes it leaves me speechless a little bit. I have to stop and don't say anything for a little while, because I just see black people being destroyed on so many fronts, and they can't see it. They can't see it. They don't see it, and they're all consumed and caught up with today's technology, which is really another invention, another distraction, leading them straight to hell. That's the way the devil got it set up. So you all are distracted with technology, and you're also distracted with homosexuality, right? He has men having sex with men, and therefore that is going to destroy any kind of procreation. That would definitely really hinder the black race, because if you don't have, once these men are engaging in this kind of activity, they no longer want to be with a woman. They no longer want to have a desire to be with a woman. They only want to be with men. I mean, they're telling me, I was listening to these two rappers. I guess they're not into the mainstream because they didn't want to, they wasn't willing to sell your souls, good for them. But they're saying, they were talking about how, the things that, what when these guys are on the road, they have their wives or these boy wives with them, and then they hire a girl that they hold up in a hotel so they can make it look like they with women. People, you all don't see what's going on. You're not seeing how your lives are being destroyed. Everything that is wrong is just they're just pulling the wool over your eyes little by little, and you all are just accepting it, hook, line, and sinker. I don't know how many times I think I've said this phrase, and it's just amazing me, and it blows me away that you all like this, you all like it. That's why he says he sent you a strong delusion, right? I send them a strong delusion to make them believe what is false, so that all may be condemned who did not believe the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. So see, that's the problem. You all have pleasure in this unrighteousness. That's the thing. And that's messed up. You got the part of my research. What is also disgusting and deplorable. You got child brides. We have an 8-year-old little girl that died on the wedding night from the husband, this 50-year-old man or 40-year-old man, trying to have sexual intercourse with an 8-year-old child, and the child died in the process because the child clearly her body is not properly, nowhere near developed to handle any kind of sexual intercourse activity or interaction with any man. This is just crazy, and this is this Muslim culture, right? You understand? And this is something they have written in their laws to make it okay. They find this way they critique this, that they allow them to uphold this, everything that the Bible that is against. They have found a way to incorporate it in a very meticulous way, and a very conniving, sneaky way to make it appear okay and innocent, but yet you don't do this. You all people are being so swindled. It's like a swindle. The most major swindling ever in the centuries, and in the world century. This is just unbelievable. Oh my gosh, people. And then you got the thing about it. The other thing I want to talk to about, like I said, this is kind of like a variety of things I'm talking about. I had mentioned before black women and how you all want to dress now. Many of the years I've seen, how clothing seems to just start to transform. I see more breasts were starting to show, more cleavage. Then they had the era with the poom shorts with the ass hanging out, and pants so up. Everything was out. Just the clothing alone, and the transition of how the clothing and the styles of the clothing really degrade women, really put women in a very degrading way. And women became accustomed to dressing in these degrading ways, including myself. You know what I'm saying? I never really showed my boobs, but I had some things I would wear, because you this is the way you want to feel. This is what they're saying you have to dress like, right? You got to constantly look sexy all the time. And why? You see what I'm saying? This is another problem. And women, when you want to tell them about it, and you tell them about it, the first thing it says, I can wear what I want to wear. No, not necessarily, because you all fail to realize how you dress is what you're saying. Okay, if you're going to dress in a very provocative way, you want attention. You're looking for attention, whether you want to admit it or not. And when a man comes on to you, you don't like it, and he comes on to you very strong, because you're sending him a message. You're saying to him, I want to have sex. I don't care what you all want to say, how you want to call it, but that's pretty much what the clothing is suggesting. Because everything is very seductive, right? The showing the breasts, the showing the, wearing something extremely, extremely tight. You know what I'm saying? So every part of your body shows, you know what I'm saying? Because you just want to be so seductive in how you wear, in the things that you wear. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and then when you try to point this out to women, they get offended by it, but they're offended because they've been indoctrinated in this way of dressing. You know, I actually, for me, since I've come into the truth, I've toned down. I was already somewhat conservative. I was trying to be mindful. I didn't like to show too much of myself. I didn't want to be too overly, you know what I'm saying? I always try to wear things that try to still kept myself looking respectful, because I had a, you know, first of all, I'll tell you something. A man need to be careful when he steps to me. I have to make sure I don't want any kind of I think I dress the way I want a man to approach me, and I want a man to approach me respectfully. So that's how I would dress, right? I never dressed and carried myself in a way that I'll have a man come, hey baby, or talk to me in a very derogative way, or a very kind of like loose and slack way. Every time a man addressed me, he was always very polite. And you know, and that's because of how I carried myself. And I think most women need to get with that kind of program. You need to carry yourself in a respectful way if you want a man to respect you. But when you dress like a slut, that's how they're going to treat you. And that's just the way that goes. I know a woman in Africa, she wears shorts, and I think either she got raped or they beat her or something. And he said, why you wear shorts? You know, and you know what, I hate to say, the brother is right. He's right. Why you wear, you know, I don't like wearing shorts. I think wearing shorts, it just shows too much of the woman's body. You know what I'm saying? It's so revealing. But, you know, this is the era we're living in, right? And this is the transition that they have transitioned. They've been transitioning you for a long time. Because I remember when they used to wear, they call it pencil skirts. You know, and I used to like pencil skirts. I thought, you know, it made a woman, you could see a nice skirt, but it was I thought it was really cool style. And another thing too, I want to also indicate, I've never been a person to really follow. I used to kind of get into the trend thing, but as I got a little older, I wanted to start establishing my own style. I kind of didn't like the styles too much, because, you know, I'm like, everything's always seem to be the same, in my opinion, these European styles, because that's what they are, right? And so I just kind of started developing and doing my own thing. I used to always try to make my own style, create my own style within their style. I never used to be so much of a big follower. You know, I always like to lead and the other thing, I always like to be individual and unique. I like to stand out, right? And I don't see that, you know, women today don't do that. Most of you women, you all follow what everybody else is doing. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's so messed up, is a lot of you all are just all followers. You know, that's what they have you all doing, right? You all follow this one, you follow that one, you're following on Instagram, you're following on Twitter, you're following on Facebook, you're following so much damn shit you all, they got you following so much, they're going to follow you all, they're going to lead you all right to hell. Because that's what they're doing. What else did I wanted to talk about, you know, Chinese in Africa, you know, let me tell you something. You see these Chinese people? They got it coming to them, you know. It's already done. They have it coming. And, you know, they think they're going to get away. They're not going to get away. Voodoo ain't going to help them. Voodoo ain't going to help them. Voodoo ain't going to be able to help them. And the rest of them Hindu gods ain't going to be able to help none of them Indians. All right? So, though they may be in Africa, I just hope that, you know, my brothers and sisters, they stay to themselves. They don't get involved with these women and men, you know, and contaminate themselves with them, because, you know, that's the whole problem with Jamaica. Jamaica done lost their mind. Jamaica been doing some things they shouldn't be doing. And, you know, I tell you, and I'm going to stand on my Father's word, because I'm living testimony to it. Okay, He will not suffer the righteous to be moved. Make no mistake. My Father in heaven, YAHUSHUA HaMashiach, they are a mighty power. No power on earth can separate none of Yah's children who loves Him. No power. Okay, so nobody will be getting swept up and be taken away and getting killed if they're doing the right thing. Okay, because you see, the blessing and curses are there. Okay, and if you're not doing the right thing, and if you're following behind dumb shit, and you're not trying to, you know, you're believing in this and you're believing in that, and some of you all still be messing with familiar spirits, You're getting down with all kinds of stuff. You're not listening. You're not following. You don't want to read the Bible. Nobody don't want to listen, and take the time to read the Bible and see what the real truth is, because you all are all caught up, with following this westernized way, because the America, they're starting in the islands first, and there's many things that are going on bad in Jamaica. Many things. These young women are getting killed. Young men are getting killed. There's the homosexuality rate is being turned up down there. They got men having sex. You all don't understand. They can spray things in their ear that cause men to behave this way too, and the things in the food. Now, the other thing they want to also sell you is about these animals turning out to be homosexual. Let me tell you something. If they could manipulate the hormonal gene with them creating transgenders, making women, giving women hormones to feminize them, okay, and vice versa, they can do this. They've been doing the same things with animals for a long time. So, it's no surprising to me when you see they show you things with animals, having homosexual encounters, dogs and lions and gorillas. They've been showing you that that's all the devil's way. Another way and means to say, oh, you see, this is normal. It even happens in the animal kingdom. That's a lot of bullshit. That's another damn lie they're sending you, because they manipulating these things with these animals. They spraying things in their ear. They're messing with the food. They're causing these animals to have this kind of interaction. And you all don't understand that these spirits can get into animals too, and cause them to do things to each other that they shouldn't be doing. Okay? Because they say it's going to be like the days of Noah in the last days. And this is exactly what is going on right now. With the animals behaving the way they're behaving, people, mankind, this homosexuality thing, whole agenda is like skyrocketing all over the place. I mean, it's all over the world. This homosexual thing is all over the world. You're talking about in China. You're talking about in India. You're talking about all over the world. Italy. Oh, actually Greece. I think that's the birthplace of homosexuality, ain't it? It might be, if I'm not mistaken. Right? I mean, it's all over the world. But you know something? They said the road to hell is large, and many on it. I think it's many on it will perish. And the road to salvation is narrow, and few there find it. And so for many of you all who do not want to believe in the Bible, it's just it's sad. And I hope something dramatically happens in each of you guys' lives, that you see some truth, because you all are being programmed day in and day out. You're being programmed with the TV. You're being programmed with your cell phone. You're being programmed with your technology, with the social media apps. You're being programmed with the every single movie, the music industry. You've got these gay rappers that are promoting the gay agenda among young black men and the women. I mean, I was coming home today, parking, and it happened. A part of my song says, it might have been Stephen Marley. I think it says we need more justice. And a part of the song says, you can't tell the boys from the girls. And it was a little old, lesbian young girl, Butch. She rose and she looked up at me when she heard the song. And you know what? And I didn't give a damn. I didn't give a damn when she looked at me. And I looked at her too, and I didn't give a shit. Okay? Because let me tell you something. I will not. They better not ever ask me what I think. I think anybody gonna already know, because I'm not gonna hide it. Okay? And I'm not gonna deny my Father in heaven for nobody. Okay? I'm ready for this. Shit. This way of life is going to destroy us. It's destroying us. You put them on an island by themselves, they'll be dead probably the next 20 or 30 years. Just from the disease alone. Okay? Because, that way of life is a self-destructible way of life. There's only one way to get. There's nothing to precede them. Because when they're dead, that's it. No, nothing goes on. Only if you're dealing with procreation, right? For man and woman to create, for the life. That's the circle of life. What happened to the circle of life? With them, there's no damn circle. They call it a damn square. They're trying to put a square in a circle. That's the whole new symbol now, right? Pushing your penis up a man's anus, ripping it apart, and whatever befalls them as a result of it, so be it. So be it, because whatever you sow, so shall you reap. And most definitely, they are certainly going to reap. You know? Destroying our young men. You got gangs in Atlanta going on raping young boys. That's crazy. And you got these mothers out there that don't even pay attention to their kids. They're so loose and lax and complacent with their children and their lives. You know? They don't see where their son's going. They don't ask no questions. They just, let their kids do whatever they want. Talk to whoever they want. And then they create this era with cell phones. You can't listen to who your son or child talking to now these days, right? So they could be talking to anybody. All kinds of wicked conversation could be going on, and sex text could be going on, and you don't even know it. And they get more drawn into this way of life. And they have this nonsense in the public schools. You got Satanism established. This way of life is coming into schools. They're teaching children how to have this type of sexual relations. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is crazy. You people, oh my gosh. Oh, Father, help us. Oh, YAHUWAH in heaven, give us strength. We got to endure. For those who endure. I mean, this is just unbelievable. This is destroying us. And you all can't even begin to understand and see this. And that's the most terrifying part about this whole process. You people just don't get it. You don't get it. You're eating all the wrong food. You don't want to stop and listen. You refuse to listen. So therefore, you are going to be swept away. And that's just the way that's going to go. I have no sympathy. None at all. I'm sorry. You're not going to get it from me. The only thing I feel bad about is these damn homosexual men. Because some of you are homosexual men. You all are you call yourself bisexual. I don't understand that bi shit. I feel bad for these women who may innocently, really generally do not know that their men might be switch hitters. Okay? And they may contact some kind of nasty disease because of these nasty men putting their penis in places they should have not, that are forbidden, okay, and bringing it back home. But then you got some of these women that don't even care. They're so desperate to hold on to a man. They would hold on to a man like that. Because to me, a man, once a man go that way, he ain't a man no goddamn more. I'm going to tell you right now. Okay, that man shit is just over with. Okay? Because that's the way they break you in. That's the way of breaking a man. Okay, that's the method they use to break a man. So if that's the method they use to break you, that means you're no longer a goddamn man. You lose that freaking entitlement. Okay, you become a damn, I don't know what the hell you become, but you ain't no damn man. I guess is what they call you, a witch. You're not a bee, but you a trich or whatever. I don't know. It's just sickening, what you all have succumbed to. It's in the Bible. It's men who become lovers of themselves, and that's nothing but the truth. But you know what? We're gonna. There's one thing that we got to do. We got to keep marching. I know there's some good soldiers out there, some good righteous men young men out there that have, they're not gonna give into this. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully, I'll get to recruit a good bit of them so we can, tear this place apart and save some of our young black men from this, from this hell of losing their souls. All right. Okay, this is the march, man.
We're not there to rock this right here on the neighborhood streets. But motherfuckers that just living to die. Welcome to the belly of the beast. You got a little bit of Joe in your pocket. Fall up and put some mind at ease. Cause you think the devil fuck about you for a second. You might as well be deceased. Little Sophie,